Hello friends, I welcome all of you. In this video, I'll take you to the tour of Cisco CLI, wherein we'll see how to move between the modes and all of the possible options which are useful for anyone to operate on Cisco devices. And once again, the CLI of Cisco router and switch will be same, but the commands will be different. Alright, so I have installed Cisco Packet Tracer, which is a free tool given by Cisco to all of its users, engineers, and everyone. So what you can do is search in Google. There is a website named netacad.com. Let me show you. So once you open Google and type in this Cisco Packet Tracer download, this is the website netacad.com. So this is basically a networking academy of Cisco. Just click over here, log in, supply your first name, last name, email ID, age, and then join a training. Alright, so once you enroll yourself into the training, then they'll give you an option to download the software. You can download, watch the training. It is very useful, very easy. Then you learn how to operate these devices in the simulation mode. I mean, it's not easy for you to get the real device, so better use this emulator or simulator, you may call it, and learn all of these things. So you don't have to buy the devices on rent. So this is the benefit they have given. Okay, so make use of this tool. They have given wonderful information, so I don't have to record any video on this topic. All right, so I've installed this packet tracer. I'll click on these network devices, click on the router. I'll pick one of the routers here. You see that there are many options, different versions are there. And the good thing about this software is that we don't have to worry about the images. These are pre-configured. Alright, so let's take this 2911 router, drag it and double click. Go to CLI. So it is booting. You see that it is initializing. Now let me show you one thing. It is asking us, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Yes or no? Actually, it gives us an option to configure some of the things at this stage. Means once the router is getting booted, we have an option to set up the host name, password, some interface configuration. This is one way, but almost all of the engineers don't prefer this way. So what we can do is simply type in no and go to the main CLI. So it is saying that press return to get started, hit enter. Now, so there are three modes. One is this user mode, then privilege mode, and then config mode. Config means configurations, the place wherein we will do the configuration on the device, for interfaces, for advertising the network. So whatever possible thing we can do, that can only happen in the configuration mode, right? So right now we are in the user mode, which has very limited commands. Okay, so the sign to identify this is greater sign. So it means you are in user mode. So here you cannot reload the device. Excuse me. Very few commands you can run. If you type in reload, it will try to convert this reload into some IP address, right? Because this command is not possible. So if you want to see what commands are available in this mode, type in question mark. You see question mark is your friend here. So all of these options are there, keywords are there. All right, so we can disconnect the session. We can use enable to move to the next mode. We can type in some of these show commands. We can do telnet, trace route, ping, logout, exit. So very limited commands, right? So to be able to move to privilege mode, wherein we'll have all of the verification commands, we can type in enable. Okay, you see we've entered into privilege mode, and this symbol means that we are into privilege mode, hash. All right, so use question mark here. You see these many commands and it is saying more. So if you hit enter, it will take you line by line and show you all of the possible commands, right? So use the up arrow and down arrow to move between the old command and new command. So if there are 5 commands which you've entered, up and down arrows are very useful. All right, so let me type in this question mark again. And earlier I was typing, earlier I was hitting enter, right? It was taking me one by one. So if you hit space bar, it will take me page by page. All right, so if you have many options, then you can use the space bar button on the keyboard. Okay, so it has reload command, erase, disconnect, disable. Some of the commands were there in the user mode, right? So this configure option is to move to the configuration mode. So if you move further, show commands are there, remove directory is there, telnet, terminal, trace route was already there before that, VLAN command is there. So now to move to the configuration mode, we have to type in configure terminal, configure space terminal to move to user configuration mode, wherein we'll make changes. All right, so let's say that if I want to make changes on this fast Ethernet 0/0, first of all, this is an invalid number. So let's find out what are the interfaces we have. The command to check interfaces and its IP addresses is show IP interface brief. Here we have gigabit Ethernet. We don't have fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet are capable of 100 Mbps. This gigabit is for 1000 Mbps. Okay, so this is an interface 0/0, 0/1 and 0/2. So I'll again go to configure terminal and type in interface gigabit. Let me type in the complete name as of now, then we'll talk about shortcuts. Okay, here we've entered into this interface and we can configure the IP addresses. Let's say this is the IP I've configured, this is the subnet mask. We'll talk about this subnet mask at later stage. No shutdown. So interface is now up. So if you go type in end, it will take me to privilege mode from this user configuration mode. So I was inside of this interface and it took me to privilege mode, right? So if you type in exit, it will take you to one level before. So let me show you. Configure terminal, use the up arrows. This was the command, and so I am into sub interface. Okay, so greater sign was for user mode, hash was for privilege mode, and once you type in configure terminal, this is the difference you see. It says bracket config bracket end, right? It means we are into configuration mode. Then I typed in the interface. It changed its name from config to config-if. if means interface, right? So let's type in exit here. So exit took me one step back, whereas end has taken me to privilege mode directly. So use exit. All right, let me start from again from the beginning. So instead of typing the complete command, we can use shortcut as well. Type in conf and move ahead. It will move ahead only when there is no other keyword, right? So if I type in conf, and if you want to check what are the possible keywords we have, type in question mark. So it says only possible keyword is configure, right? One option is that you move ahead, type in press space and type in terminal. So if you type in ter and you want to check if there is any further keyword, like multiple keywords which start with ter, let's say question mark, there is only one terminal. So if we type in conf space ter, that is fine. So let's go back again, and now let's type in conf space t. Even that will be fine, because after configure the only option is terminal. So if one letter will be enough. All right, so let us say if we can type in con space t. It says ambiguous, because after typing these three letters con, there were more than one keywords. Let me show you. Con question mark. There were two options, configure and connect. So con was common in both. So it was not aware what we want to do. We wanted to configure or we wanted to connect. Okay, so we have to type in one more letter. For configure it will be conf. Now let's type in, let's check, press question mark. Now it says configure. So conf is enough, and for terminal t is enough. Conf t. Engineers use conf t. Nobody types in the complete configured terminal, right? It will waste your time.